everyone. I'm Lisha Bhasker, and today we are in conversation with Miss Niiya Kumar, who is known for her talent in Guilty Minds, Ludo, and The Great Indian Murder. Now, Miss Niiya Kumar
Thank
is
you.
Miss Niiya Kumar is applauded for her recent role as Lata Jha in Amazon Prime's Guilty Minds. Hi Niiya, so tell us who is Lata Jha and how was it to play her?
So Lata Jha, in a couple of words, is a fury, unconventional, honest, and I would not say very ambitious woman. And she stands for certain changes in life. And she is a rebel, and she will not follow patriarchy or status quo. She will challenge, she will question everything. And she does not believe in the fact that anything which is a rat race should be followed. And she's very passionate about the things she believes in, especially her work. And I think she's a person who is equally passionate about her personal life as a professional life. So, and also in a very unconventional business. So that's who Lata Jha is. And it came not as a challenge, but it was a fresh breath of air for me, because as actors, we face a lot of stereotype. So a lot of people were like, she looks cute, she looks pretty. So this is how, we probably cast her. But, casting me for a role like Lata was a great thing for me, because though she comes from small town, but she's an urban girl. Similar is my experience. I come from a small town and I have stayed in Delhi, Bombay. So there were a lot of similarities, but in terms of the level of passion, in terms of fierceness, in terms of she also is temperamental. So in her temperament and everything, I had to go a few notches up. So I had a lot of fun playing her, and it was very emotional also playing her, because she is also struggling with her family, understanding her, and I also struggle with the, having my family, my immediate family, to accept that I am acting. They're still not okay with it. They still think it's unstable, insecure, and very difficult profession. And plus in news, they keep seeing things, and we see and hear all kind of news about this field, which is exaggerated, as we all know, because all kind of things happen in all kind of areas. In fact, I've seen more things in my corporate stint. So before I started acting, I was working in corporate as human resources. I did my MBA from Nasi Munji, and prior to that, I did my literature from Delhi University. So I was on the path of very academic, but theater and dance is something which hasn't left me since I was a child. And my unhappiness, which was resulting from my job and the things I did, even though I was doing very well, pushed me to opt for acting.
Okay.
And I did. And yes, it was a huge risk. It was a big plunge, and it was very risky. I had to do it. And now I'm at a stage that, apart from this, I really don't want to do anything. I can't do anything because I'll perish if I'm not active. So this is a non-negotiable in my life now.
Nice. So, you actually basically just tiptoed your way from an advertisement with MS Dhoni to being Lata Jha. Like, how was the journey? How was the steps, the baby steps you took that are taking high to success?
Thank you for using the word success. I think I'm very far from success. I'm a totally dissatisfied actor. I'm never satisfied with whatever work I do. There are other people who are like other actors, friends, and they are like, you should be very happy that you're doing so well. Look at so many commercials you've done. Look at, you've been in film with Anurag Basu, and you've done Guilty Minds, and you've done a prominent role. I'm like, really? This is nothing. And then, I'm very grateful. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm very, very grateful, but I'm not satisfied. And a lot of friends told me that you're not satisfied, you should be, or else you'll be very unhappy, or something like that, philosophically. And I was sitting and contemplating and thinking to myself, I think the day I even win Golden Globe, BAFTA, or Oscar, I'm still not going to be satisfied there. And I'm still on that stage. I will think, what can I do next? What is the most challenging thing I can do next? So
So,
I think that is what is going to happen to me. So in terms of the journey, so I quit my job in 2017. Right after quitting my job, I had an accident. I was 8 months on bed rest. Then I again started. Then again had a surgery. Then again started. Then again had an accident. Again started. So this has been my journey, which has been very tough. And in this field, it is simple. If you're out of sight, you're out of mind. It is as simple as that. And you need to, you know, be there consistently in action. And by action, I mean in front of casting directors, continuously auditioning, continuously meeting people. So this is what is there. Now, what was happening was I was out of action all the time. And in 2019 end, I got cast for Lata Jha. And 2020, we had a lockdown. So I couldn't shoot. Then after the first lockdown, we had 1 day shoot, then again lockdown. Then again, and all this time I was like, this web series might not get made. We might end up with no web series, or I might. And funny thing is, on the uh, first day of shoot, first lockdown, everybody is paranoid, and there are very strict COVID protocols at shoot. And I had burnt my index finger completely.
oh, we saw that in Guilty Minds. There was a scene,
Yes.
I saw that.
And they incorporated it. I thought mujhe to nikal denge. They will like chuck me out of the series. But they made it a part of it. So I was like, and as an actor, your journey is first in order to find auditions, then to clear the auditions, then to shoot, and then the release. And these all four stages are very important. But for me to reach shoot is very important. Release is something which is not in my control.
Right.
So regarding my journey, I quit, and these are the obstacles I kept facing. But nothing could break my determination. Even in my darkest spaces during this time, I was like, this is what I want to do. This is something I can't leave. So I've had my pits and falls, and through that, so if I have to cumulatively tell you the time I've been in industry is quarter to 2 years.
Okay.
So quarter to 2 years, I've done 14 plus plays. I have done roughly around 16 commercials, one music video, one film, two web series. So this is kind of the number, but it's too less for me. I'm not happy with it. I want to
So,
like do a lot.
yeah, of course, there is always a lot in our careers. Even I am starting my career right now. So, basically, I wanted to ask, like, when we, move in our career ahead, we always have an inspiration who we look up to, right?
Yes,
So, who
yes.
is it for you?
Well, tough one. Not an inspiration in my own journey per se, but what I do is I follow a lot of great people. I would not say celebrities. I would great figures, popular figures from our lives. So, for example, I read everything about Meryl Streep. I read about a lot of actors from Hollywood, from Bollywood. I have read Irfan Khan sir's book. So all these actors who have started from some point and made it to some level, because I have a similar journey.
Right.
I have also started from nowhere. I don't have any godfathers. I don't have any contacts. I didn't have any networking, and I still don't. And I am still going from pillar to post to find roles for myself. I still knock at the casting people's offices. I still audition. So, and when I started, I had no clue where to start. I got the idea that these are the places auditions happen. I started roaming around. So that's how I started. So for me, the inspiration is all the actors, all the people who have started, their journeys from scratch. So my father and my mother are truly an inspiration, not only in this career, but from childhood. because they had nothing, like literally nothing. They've not got any, they were not heirs to any of the money or any of, wealth. And they did everything on their own. And trust me, they've given us, us three siblings, the best of their life, best of our lives, sorry.
Okay.
So in life, my inspiration are my parents. And otherwise, I think inspiration is standing at every corner if you're looking for it. So my inspiration is a lot of actor friends that I work with, a lot of theater makers, directors, producers. I work with. Main inspiration for me is I work with children as a coach. Children are such a big impact on your life that you can keep your innocence and you can achieve everything and you can be a fast learner and you can have everything great. So I think inspiration is there at every nook and corner, in Mother Nature, in animals. Even if you like visiting a mall, a restaurant, I think everywhere there is an inspiration.
So, like we're talking about inspiration, I wanted to ask, like, your role being a single woman who goes through the IVF birth alone, and then fighting a
Yeah.
case for her position, right, in the Guilty Minds,
Yes.
and then we have two queer women in a relationship also in the series, right?
Yes.
So, do you think that depicting these powerful roles in the real world actually has an impact in the real world? And is it for the
Absolutely.
good? And how is it?
Absolutely. So I'll give you example of my area, which I'll concentrate on each one of them individually.
Mhm.
So regarding IVF, so now here, Lata Jha is not doing IVF because she cannot get pregnant. She has a reproductive issue. She doesn't. She's a
Right.
single woman who wishes to have a child, and she went for IVF 3 times. And the third time
Mhm.
she had a success.
Right.
It is unconventional.
Mhm.
And I think anything unconventional, not in that specific area, not only in the world of IVF, this will inspire a lot of women who want to do something unconventional. Let's say in a small town, a woman wants to do business and she wants to fight for that and she's good at it. This story will inspire her also. This story will also inspire women who are shamed to go through IVF because they can't reproduce children. It'll break their barriers for them also. It'll break mindsets of a lot of patriarchal society that they see women in certain compartments and they compartmentalize it. So this is the right woman, this is not a right woman, this is the right thing, this is not the right thing, and also putting price on everything. IVF is an expensive journey,
Right.
and it can also be a very disheartening journey if you don't get the results.
Mhm.
But keeping the morale up, and in India especially, there is no medical governance, there is no medical recourse, and there are a lot of malpractices going on in the IVF area, and I did my research on that.
Mhm.
So I think talking about this will also bring a lot of awareness. People will read up more on IVF. They will also know about laws around IVF. And maybe it forces the government or the medical fraternity to put their systems right in IVF. So, not only from a perspective of breaking your ideas about IVF, it makes a ripple effect, a rippling change across various ideas and areas concerning women. Now, uh, coming to the queer couple, I'll give you an example of my parents and my neighbors. Now, my parents and neighbors come from a typical patriarchal setup, very conventional, very conservative setup, and they were watching my series, and there is a scene wherein they're making love or they're together.
Yes.
So my mom looks at me, and she knows that I have very strong opinion about everything. So she looks at me meekly and she says, "This is a girl and a girl together." I said, "Yeah, okay, nice." And she just started looking at it. So I think what happens is it is opening up for dialogue. Things are opening up for dialogue. Let's say a set of parents, set of parents of queer children who are scared to come out to their parents, or parents are not accepting. They watch these things in a commercial, popular hit series. It changes their viewpoint and thinking. And somewhere unconsciously, you think that top actors in top series are, you know, acting in these roles. So definitely there is some merit to it, or they will give benefit of doubt to their children, or they will start looking at the children in different line. from different sites for that matter. And I think what is the most important thing is these are very big topics, so to say. But series like this, talking about something like this, makes it the dialogue very normal. It normalizes things. So, like, I was very small when a movie came called Raja Hindustani, and there was a lip lock scene between Karishma Kapoor and Amir Khan. And it was a huge thing. But over time, it became normal. And now at conservative Indian weddings, the groom and the bride are kissing. It's become very public in India. So I think our attempt while talking about these important issues is to normalize the dialogue, not make it a big deal, because it isn't a big deal. It is very normal. And therefore, people need to see it as normal. Women fighting for their rights are seen, they're termed feminist, Nazi feminist, aggressive women. But freedom fighters across the world, they've not considered Nazi feminists or they fought for their rights. So I think Lata Jha fighting for a right will normalize women raising their voice even in households. That why am I loaded with all the kitchen work? It's not, it's wrong by me. So everywhere, where the right thing is not happening with women, they will question it.
Right.
So I think it'll normalize women standing up for their rights also.
Where the conversation gets started about good things, about the progressive things we might call, but then
Yeah.
there's also hate and negativity that spreads with everything, right? There are people
Yes.
who are, the social media has basically been more for the negative also. So is
Yeah.
there some particular kind of hate that you got after, depicting Lata Jha?
No, not at all. Not a single place. I
Yes.
can't tell you how much love I've got for this character. So much appreciation. People laughed. People had fun. There's such a fun character. Like she's funny. She's like, how in the series, Vanna Katapalia's character says she's Jhakki. So a lot of people had fun regarding. I've got a lot of love. So, for example, currently I'm in Sydney,
Mm-hmm.
and prior to that, I was in Singapore,
Mm-hmm.
and people recognized me on the airports. And one incident was that I was staying in a hotel. I went for a breakfast buffet. That very night at 2 a.m., there's this doctor who messages me that she saw me at the breakfast buffet and she would like to meet me and take me out and my family out for drinks or a cup of coffee. And she's like, I'll really like to meet you if you have time. And you did an awesome job in Guilty Minds. And your Baiju's ad is also like all over, the place and IPL and everywhere. I was so nice. And
Yeah.
my parents were feeling so good. Airport in Chandigarh, I was there prior to that. Everybody recognized there. In Bombay, I've been stopped on streets, in my kata class, in my gym, everywhere. I got so much love for Lata. Not even a single person had anything to comment or, for that matter, debate on the area.
Okay, that's
And
nice.
in fact, I think a lot of people thought that her anger was justified.
Right.
Her anger was justified. And the other side of it, as I told you, people enjoyed the jhakki, the little eccentric Lata Jha.
That as we call is chota packet bada dhamaka, that was Lata Jha.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So now getting to know you better, I've seen your social media. I've obviously stalked you a lot, but then I
Yeah.
saw you, writing poetry, doing theater, as you said also.
Yes.
So is it that your poetry are basically the midnight poetries one? You write at 2:46. I saw one post of that. So are these poetries basically that come to you after a busy day at work or after a
No,
stressful day?
not really. I never think over my poems.
Okay.
It's like I sit and the pen starts and it ends. I don't even lift my pen up.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be anything. Most of my muse is weather.
Right.
Weather. I don't think I write anything in summers, Indian summers.
You love rains,
They're
I
really
guess.
bad. So weather, something moving that I see or observe, something which has brought a shift in me, some incident or some personal events. Like, for example, I wrote a lot when I met with an accident surgery. I wrote a lot at that point of time. There were some dark times in my life during that period. I wrote then. In lockdown, I wrote a lot. So I think it's a mix of everything. There are a lot of things that come together for me to write. There's suddenly a thought that I'm sitting here in a cafe right now and I see someone and something moved me or something, some idea struck me and I start writing. I anyways as a person make a lot of notes. I just scribble.
That's
So
always
child is wearing a green overcoat, wearing black shoes, and she's wearing a peach hairband. And I just notice things a lot, a lot.
So, Ms. Kumar, just tell me something about your dream role, a role that you would like to depict. Like we've seen that there's no path for you for success, but there's
Yeah.
always that wish that I want to do this role. What is that for you?
Okay. So firstly, not Miss Kumar, Niiya,
Okay.
because it makes it very formal. And suddenly I feel like that because of my corporate job, I suddenly feel I'm that
You're back
senior
there.
executive. Who
Sorry.
So my dream role would be to portray Harley Quinn
Mhm.
and something like Vidya Balan pulled in Dirty Picture
Mhm.
and something, I think everything Meryl Streep does, everything that she does, everything Jennifer Lawrence does, everything Olivia Colman does. I want to be in all of them. I also want to do Pakiza.
Mhm.
Meena Kumari ji is Pakiza. And I want to do Smita Patil's, the movie which is on the milk. I'm just forgetting the name right now. It was, I think, Nihalini's film. So yeah, these are the characters. Yes, I'll also like to do Makbul, which
Uh-huh.
Tabu does.
Okay, nice. So, we loved you, as said in Glittering Minds. I can just stop repeating that. But, how can we see you in future? Like, is there something in store in future, and when is it coming? Just enlighten us about it.
I, unfortunately, due to this situation that I am in currently, I had to drop 2 projects.
Okay.
One was a film and one was a web show.
Mm-hmm.
But then I don't have any regrets because you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
And I'm sure in future there are some interesting things lined up because this web series has made me slightly more popular. And I think people will now respect the kind of work I want to do and respect my choices. And something interesting is going to come my way. I'm very positive about it. But at the moment, there is nothing in pipeline. I do have 2 theater projects that are in pipeline.
All right. All right. Thank you. It was really nice talking to you, Nia. I had